Welcome back, everybody, to Unconditional Surrender Europe, game designed by Salvatore Vasta, published by GMT Games. Last turn, the Germans invaded European Turkey, took Istanbul, which triggered Mediterranean crisis. So all the French North African units are in game, and Syria and all that. The British get their 2 units. And I moved some convoys to supply them and stuff. That's why you see the French convoy here. I moved the French fleet down here, anticipating Italian intervention. So, yeah, that's kind of what we're doing here. So away we go. We had started up before I'd hit started the vlog. So this vlog's starting, I think, in the declaration of war phase. So I showed what the weather was. We'd already resolved it. So it was poor, severe, poor. So it's severe in the fair, in the mild zone, which is where most of this stuff matters. And then I believe I am doing declaration of war on Iraq. Yeah, so he, gets to technically set up Iraq. There's no good way to set up Iraq with only 1 unit. The British can move into Basra, so if he sets up in Basra, the French, even with 4 movement points, can go 1, 2 for the river, 3, 4 to Mosul. So either the French move in and conquer here, or the British move in and conquer here. No matter what you do with the Iraqis, in this kind of situation, you're messed up. You're going to get conquered. So, and I think we're just doing we're just setting production here. Notice Germany's down to 24 because I stole that factory from them. Britain's now down to 6. Why do I have them down at 16? Once again, I'm messing up. I'm not at strategic war with him. I should be at 18. Cheating myself out of production points. Okay, this is him strategically moving the 2nd Panzer Army. I don't know, I probably would have strategically moved an infantry unit because they take forever, but he really wanted to get his panzers over here in a hurry, so that's what he did. It is severe weather, so it's not like there's going to be anything really happening. Let's get this, not that, this out the way. There we go. Oh, I should have these up, just, okay. I think there's actually 1 combat this turn. That was the Russians strategically moving something forward. Then we went into operations phase. Now he moved his airplane down from Norway because it wasn't doing anything for him, and he wanted to have 3 airplanes on the west because of those, those Brits messing up his airplanes. And this guy, he flies in. It takes 2 sorties to get to Stuttgart. And now here come the panzers. Boom. And here comes another panzer. Boom. And here comes the Africa army. Boom. And now he's going to move the Romanians. Are going to be his frontline troops, I guess. Wasn't quite sure why that infantry unit was going down there. I'm a little confused. But, so now we went into the west operation phase. I'm not sure. Oh, I think it's going to be down here first. Oh no, he's doing Yugoslavian moves. Oh, this is again, we made the huge mistake here. The Yugoslavs are running into Germany, which is illegal. They can rail through Germany, but they can't end their turn in Germany by the cooperation rules. So, Western allies, Russians, make sure you pay attention to how the Germans are moving their miners, because they can't run into other friendly countries, even major power countries. So no Yugoslavs running into Germany. like I'm letting him do here. I think we corrected this later on in a later video. Where are we at? Oh, okay. So now I believe I go and ta-da! I have activated the 10th Army, 9th Army. 9th Army. And it goes, captured Basra. The reason why I wanted to do this now, rather than waiting, number one, it's going to give me a pro marker in the cup. Number two, by taking this out now, since he hasn't done West Invaded, we don't have strategic warfare. So when I declared war, he didn't get the +2. Now that I have it, he'll never get the +2 here unless he figures out a way to come, invade and conquer the Middle East. So, a Russian political failure could have given him a pro marker in Iraq and then pull a political success of some sort. And all of a sudden Iraq is pro-Axis. For a turn, he gets at least he gets a +2 and probably 2 turns because I probably wouldn't be ready to deal with it if I put it off. So I just decided I was going to get rid of it right away. So that's the reason for that. So I get a pro-West marker, throw it in the diplomacy cup here. I don't get 2 willpower. The British don't get willpower for conquering things. And he doesn't lose any, so it's just sort of the Iraqis go away. And that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up the road. And I realized that he didn't have control markers there, which he should have. I could have moved the French over there, but I counted in the British it's 1, 2 for the city, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the British can move up the rail line, take this guy out, and the following turn I can rail him back into Egypt or something. So I just had the French go for a little march through Turkey. 1, 2, 3, 4 down the rail line. Just passing through Russia. We're not taking territory, just passing through using the rail line. And that was done. Oh no, I wasn't. I'm going over. Where am I going? Oh yeah, I'm trying an assault on this guy on the Rhine just because I can. Since it's severe weather, nothing's really gonna happen. I was +2 for a guy, +1 for a buddy was +3. Down to 2 because of the forest, so it's +2 to +2. We're both halved. Did we even? I had a 5 halved to a 2.5 became a 3. He had a 2. +2 is a 4 halved to a 2. So much ado about nothing. But yeah, I wanted to make an official assault there. Oops. And then I went and I went after his airplanes again because he's got 2 at 4 and 1 at 1, and I've got 2 at 0. So I'm like, yeah, we're both halved, but if I count right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've got 6 to 5. So I'm hoping that I can get him all down to 6s. If I get him all to 6s, then even if he brings them up, he only has 4s to do counter air on me, on my French, and it limits his number of sorties. So I can keep him popped off at 6. For me, just keeping the German air out of the war is kind of important. Keep it limited, and it makes France a lot easier to defend. You might not have any air to defend with, but who cares? Anyway, my first one was I'm +1 to his +1 at Dusseldorf with the British, and he rolled a 1, so he ended up with a 2 halved to a 1. I was at a 7 halved to a 3.5 becomes a 4. So I got a 2 for 1 there. Then we went back. We said, oh, gee, that worked. Let's do it again. And then I rolled a 4 halved to a 2. He has a 3 halved to a 1 and halved to a 2, so we each take 1. And then the next time around, I rolled a 1, and he rolled a 2. -2 is 0, so we're both at 1. So we both went up, and then I think I just finished him off. Right. So I'm at 4, and he's at 6. So I took 4 sorties to get 5 on the Germans. That's pretty good. I got 1 bonus sortie out of that. And then the French, going in at 0 to -2s because of his sorties. I'm a 3 half down to a 1.5 becomes a 2. He's a 1, so that's 1 each. Then I do the other guy, trying to get lucky again, and I didn't, so I got 1 on there, and then I just said, run them up. That's the thing. Oh, dang it! Hate it when I hit the wrong key. So just running them up is important, okay? And it's when you get down to one sortie on the one side or other, and you just do the math real quick. And if the other guy can't do 2 sorties on you when you attack, you just say run them up, and you're done. Now I think we're just doing supply. Yeah, I let that guy go to low supply. Just supplied the Western Desert Force. Wanted to get those guys out so I would remember that I had a fleet and a convoy there if I needed to do supply that way. Operations in the Soviets, I think I just move a handful of units up again. Yeah. And no supply. Replacements for the Axis is... He's leaving these airplanes over here because there's no point to wasting points on that. I don't think he bothers with them for a while. But he is going to do these 3 airplanes. And this is me doing the... I fixed the French fleet and the convoy because I had nothing else to do in their airplane. British do their airplane and this convoy. And this is where it made a difference, because if I'd had 2 more points, if I'd have been at 18. So I started myself off at 16, and I spent 1 to move a guy, which put me down to 15. And then I did 3, 6. What did I do at the 10th one? Maybe I replenished this fleet? Yeah, and then I reset the home fleet. But if I'd have had 6 left, I would have actually done probably this airplane and another convoy down in the Med. Instead, I thought I only had 4 left, so I went ahead and did the fleet. So me messing up on my production there made a big difference on what I could have replenished and had ready for the future. So pay attention to your production. Make sure you're doing it right, guys. We're too far past the game to fix that, so... Axis build their infantry unit in Hanover. Right, British didn't have anything they could build. The Soviets build their 2 Shaka armies. So build 1 in Kursk and 1 in Veluki. And the Turks build back the guy they killed last turn, the garrison unit, put him in their capital. And now we're to diplomacy phase. I think we pull everything out of the cup here. Yeah, we pulled everything out of the cup so he could see what his chances were. He had 3 in, 8? He had 3 and 8 for a success. I have, depending on what he pulls, right now I have 3 and 8, but probably be either 3 in 7 or 2 in 7, and we both have a shot at political failure. And the Russians are probably just going to restack the cup. That's their job right now. So we go ahead. Oops, why did I take it down? So we put them all back, and then the German pulled. Then his 5 pulled, and he got a Nova. Okay. So then the West pulled. I got a political success, if I remember right. I'll go over here. Yeah, it's already gone. The pro marker in Rome. I believe that's all I did. Oh no. For some reason the pro marker in Rome is gone from last turn. I don't know why. We might have messed up here. Anyway, I had a pro Western marker at this turn. And I decided to put it in Spain rather than Italy. He said he would have put it in Italy. I looked at it more of, I really didn't want German. I figure he's going to take the Netherlands here real soon. So wherever I put it, it's just basically going to get erased unless I get it on my side. And I figured if I put it in Spain, now that's 3 steps he has to get to activate Spain. First he's got to get rid of mine, then he's got to put a pro of his, and then he's got to get a political success on top of that. And the only way he can place anything in Spain is for me to get a political failure. So, I'm trying to play the odds here. Italy is adjacent to Germany, so any political success he can deal with whatever I'm trying to do there. I feel I can handle Italy. I don't know that I can handle 2 land wars. Italy is not really a land war. Nobody gets anywhere in the Alps over here. Okay? It just takes forever for you to get anything, and by then either France has fallen or it hasn't, and the British have enough strength to help, curb the Italian appetite, so to speak. Spain, on the other hand, there's a bunch of ground units that you have to deal with. Yeah, you can get to probably Bilbao and Barcelona, but it's going to draw British troops from France to guard Gibraltar, because there's always the threat of Italy, so I can't abandon the Middle East, and I just don't have the ground units. So that's why I put it in Spain. And in the Soviets, I believe that they just go, oops. Just put 2 no events in. Let's dilute the cup on the Germans, because he didn't want to put another success in there to help him. And that was that. Then we go to the end of turn phase. I believe I finally, I get my 3rd aircraft for the British. So there's 4. The Russians get a couple more shock armies. And then we get some stuff on, he got a ground support. I don't know what I got. Another tanks army or something, the British. Yeah, that or it's another Ultra. I don't remember. And that was us just messing around, and we're done. So I'm going to see how long this took me, and maybe I will tack in the next turn to try and cut down the number of videos you guys have to watch. Be right back. Hi, I'm back. We're going to go ahead and try and sneak in this turn as well. So, getting right to it, he rolled 511, which is, great for him because in November, with it being severe, the 5 is, it's poor in the cold, but it doesn't matter. 1 is, he's fair in both the Mediterranean and in the warm zone and the mild zone, so that's like the Mediterranean and France and everything. So he's got a fair weather turn here, so we're going to get to see what he does with it. That was us moving the markers. And then we got to Declaration of War Axis. He declared war on the Netherlands. So, I get to place things. I'm still logged in as the Soviets. I need to change myself to the West. I don't declare war on anything else because I don't see the need to. Now we're just doing. Now we're doing production builds. I got it right this time. I have 18 for the British. I don't know why I had only 16 last turn. So that's that. There is no strategic warfare. He does do a strategic move. He brings another Panzer up. Yeah, he brings the 3rd Panzer up here to the coast. Did I do one with the West? Yes, I think I move the Frenchmen up to Aleppo. And of course the Russians just, tooling along, bringing infantry forward. We get to Axis operations. So this is going to be over here in the west. I'm going to zoom in so that you can see it a little bit better. I mean, it's not like it's a huge operation or anything. But, so he threw his, I don't know if he actually did this, but we talked about it. Well, yeah, you can drop your airdrop marker there. Which he did. I mean, he dropped his airdrop marker there and then captured Rotterdam by paradrop. So I was conquered by paradrop. Never seen someone risk it like that, but One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Attack the Belgians. Combat commitment here. He did not commit. I threw a ground support. So I ended up at... Oh, I don't have my boxes up. Sorry. I'm always forgetting to do that. So he's at +3. I should be at +1. He rolled a grand total of 8. And I rolled a 5. And because of the +1, the 6 makes it hold for a turn. So now he's actually got to attack it again. That was my ground support coming back like in forever, 6 months. Back to combat commitment. I didn't think I have anything. We both committed this time. I threw my second ground support because I haven't used him for the West. And he threw in his airplane. Not sure which one he used. Oh, the one down in Stuttgart. And he was out of movement points after this. And then he rolled a 3 plus his 5 made him give an 8. I was hoping for another 6. I rolled a 2. So I was DD'd and eliminated. So poof. And Belgians will go down here in a minute. I got 3 on this ground support, so I'll be back in 3 turns. And he advances and ends his turn. This Panzer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not sure what he's doing here. I think he's attacking my second guards. With just his infantry, so he's +2 to, or -2 because of the river and the city. It costs 4 movement points to do. I think we're in combat commitment next, which is like a no-brainer. He played his tanks marker, I played my tanks marker, we both threw in airplanes. Now we'll go fight an air battle. -2 to his net -2. We rolled horrible, so no spectacular air combat, just we both get in. So I ended up starting off, I start off at +2 because I'm elite and French. And then I get 2 for the tank. Why didn't I add in 2 for my airplane? Oh yeah, I'm at 6 and he's at 4. So he rolled a 1 + 4 is a 5. I rolled a 9, and on that combat table, 5 to 9 is an AS, so he was stopped. So that ended that combat. Then he tried to attack with this infantry. So we start off here, +1 to +2. We go to combat commitment. Both commit. So he can only throw an airplane. I throw a tanks and an airplane. His -2 to my -3 on the airplanes. He's a 2. I'm a 1. So we each take a sortie. And oh, I'm resetting the numbers here. So he's back to being +3. And I should be back at +6. He got a 9. I rolled a 3 +6 makes me a 9. So nothing happens. I'm not sure if he goes again. Yes, he attacked again, so we're in combat commitment. So we're all in on this combat here. We had to go roll the thing here because he's only -3, so if he rolls a 6, it matters. He didn't roll a 6, so it didn't really matter. So he went up to 6 sorties on one of his airplanes. He's not taking an airplane up to 6 sorties. There it is. And now he had 2 +3, and I had 3 +4, so... And he just ran out of things he was able to do. So now he's just bringing his armies up, and then he went in and made sure he took Amsterdam, so I just couldn't land a unit, behind him. And now we're back over to moving the Romanians here. And this is where I realized that the Yugoslavs were illegally in that country, and so he said I just would leave them down here to protect Yugoslavia. Because I told him he could move them anywhere. If he wanted to move into Russia or whatever, I'd let him move 16 movement points from where they were. They could just be like in Russia someplace. And he's like, nah, I don't worry about it. So I said, okay. And where's this attack? I have no idea what this attack is. Oh, is this his airplane? So he's at 0. I have no idea what he's attacking here. Oh, he was rolling his airdrop marker. He rolls the attacker dice, so you see the modifier after it, and you're like, what is that for? So yeah, that's what that is. It's going to come back in 5 turns. I was so hoping for a 6, but not to be. Usually my opponents, when I'm playing them, they don't ever roll the 6 on the airdrop marker. They just keep it forever. Whether they're the West or the Germans, they just always have it available. Till you get to the end of the game and like the die roll goes past the end turn marker or whatever. So he had finished his turn. So now what I'm doing is I'm doing the West. This doesn't go up. So I'm doing the West invaded event. Okay. So from November, you have to count 6 turns ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's when not the ground support marker. But that's when the trade marker here comes in, okay? My Lend-Lease will come in at that point. And that's because East Invaded is not up, so it's only 6 months, not 12. most people are used to putting out the Lend-Lease 12 turns, but if he's already gone after Russia, you only have to wait 6 turns. And I put the other French Air Force, you can't see it. The other thing that comes out is this French Air Force with 4 sorties. So now the French have 2 airplanes, along with the British airplane, so we can pretty much control the German Air Forces only matching us. So the idea is to keep the German, like I said, if I can keep the German Air Force at best at 4 sorties apiece, then they have to fly into the teeth of my sorties, which means I probably will get through 2, which negates their +2. So, and that's what that's all about. And we had already moved all the U.S. stuff. So now it went into my operations phase. And of course I said, well, the British have the best chance to just make sure they don't, you know. So I got him. And I got him. Then I moved the armored up. This guy. I think I threw, and the British too, I think. Did I activate the British? Thought I activated the BEF as well. So I'm 3 for the tank. 1 for a buddy is 4. 1 for a British buddy is 5. I don't know why I did that. I guess I just threw in the airplane, so I was 3, 4, 5, 6, -1. +5 to +4. I think I was looking at if I could, you know, if I had a problem, I still could attack him with the BEF afterwards. And I forced him to retreat, so I went ahead and put the guy in there. So, yeah, you know, this could be, we know it's going to be poor weather next turn, because we'll be going into December. So it's kind of like, all right, we're in this, you take a hex, I take a hex. He's got 3 hex attacks, but he can only do it in one direction. Either he goes after Aachen, or he tries to take back the swamp hex in Belgium. And then I have a 3 hex attack to pace. Maybe if he doesn't succeed, I can push this Panzer out, and then, you know, basically have a line along the river with cities and swamps, and just make his life miserable. That is my idea. Don't know if it's going to work. The 9th Army moved back up because I felt like I didn't have anything defending as sort of a second line here. And I was like, I really need to have a second line. Why I moved the 9th up and I didn't move the 7th across, I will never know. And then, like I said, the British just moved this up to capture everything. And next turn they'll be railing him back to wherever. This thing moves into here. And then down. I thought about moving to Port Said, and I said, nah, just stop here. Because I know I have an airplane I'm probably going to build. I realized that I had put this guy in the wrong place. He needs to either sit here or in this mountain hex. Otherwise, he can get isolated. Don't move on my part, so I fixed that with the French. Needs me doing supply with my convoys. Marking him with low supply up in Iraq because I really don't need it. And I'm short some points here. And I think now we're into Soviets. Yeah, this is just the Soviets just moving shit up. Again, they move their handful of units. They'll build some shock armies. So we're in the no supply phase. The obvious, you know, they spent 9, the Germans, and they go fix their 3 airplanes in the west. UK was at 17. You take that down to 8, so they spend 9. do that airplane, that convoy, and the convoy down here because it was getting close to not being able to supply me anymore. And Soviets. I'm not sure. What did they do? They spent... Oh no, this is me fixing the French convoy and their airplanes. So I only have 1 point left, and then we go to Soviets. I'm not sure what I'm building here. Building the shock armies again, I think. Oh no, I flipped over the 2 shock armies and an infantry unit. Because now we go through upgrade, now we're in mobilization. The British go ahead and build their airplane, and they stick it in the Western Indian Ocean. Since I'm allowed to build 1 unit there, I go ahead and build the airplane there so that if the Italians come in, I can immediately have an airplane in Egypt. And hoping to get that rebuilt as fast as possible. We'll go to the Soviets. They build their 2 shock armies. Oh, and sorry, I went blowing right by the... I'm not sure if that's a pull or if we're showing all the counters. Nope, that was a pull. So he spent his 5s, pulled, and got a no event. The West went ahead and pulled and got a no event. And then I think I had the... I'm really confused. Let me back this up. Okay, so now we're in the diplomacy phase. The Axis spends 5, pulls a no event, put it up there, and then for some reason we move it all around the space. Now I think we have UK spends 5 and then pulls a political failure. Broken record how many times I seem to have pulled the political failure for the Brits. So, not exactly sure, but I think he puts a pro marker in. Yeah, when he conquered the Netherlands, he took the pro marker out of Madrid. And I think this one he puts the pro marker in Italy. Or no, he put it in Madrid? He put it in Spain. He thought Spain was a bigger threat. Okay. And the Soviets spent 5. I tried to pull one. They were trying to get either a success or something, and they've just made it easier for the Germans now to activate Spain. Okay. And now we're at end of turn, so we're just going to get our stuff. Just turn track. I think all we get is tanks markers back. Oh, and the USSR gets their last Urals. Yeah, their Urals are now up to 9. So they won't see any more Urals factories. So the Russians now are at 16 points every turn. next January they'll be at 17. And I guess I was showing him some possibilities for the Germans, for the French to fill in the holes. And then that was the end of this turn. So I know I'm going over already, so I'm not going to talk too much about this. That is the November turn. He got fair weather, took out the Netherlands in a unique manner. He risked his paradrop. I think he would have been very sorry if he'd have rolled a 6 at that point, but he didn't, so didn't have to fight any battles, and he just took it. So, wow. And then of course, my political failure gave him Spain and leading his way again. So, we're off to the races for the conquest of France. Right now, we're kind of going through the winter turns. I will be back with another video. That will be the December turn, I believe. In the meantime, I'm Dren608. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Please hit that thumbs up button. The likes help the algorithms in YouTube to keep our videos up and available for people, so I'm supposed to start telling you to do that. At least that's what they tell me. So, I am. Do leave me comments. I will comment back. My opponent's Board Game Geek handle is Lucciante. I do put his name in the comments section of the video, so, you know, look him up, congratulate him on playing a very good game here. I'm really enjoying this. It's a whole different, whole different war when you go east first, so we're going to see how this plays out. Until see you again, stay safe, and bye-bye.